the way we normally do it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, joined by the stylings of Patty Casanova, the boy Brody Bro P.Kidd. Kid, how you feeling today, my boy?
Man, it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day.
It is absolutely a beautiful day. Another day. Hey, look. It's a beautiful day now that I'm inside.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful day now that I'm inside. I'll say that. A lot of stuff to get to today. I'm going to update you guys on some things for the channel as well. We appreciate you guys for tuning in with us, for rocking with us as always. If you guys are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page because we do talk Chicago sports weekly. And we don't want you to miss a thing, so make sure that you hit that bell. We got SPM in here early. What's going on with you, my boy?
SPM, what's good? I ain't seen that name in a minute. Or has it just been me?
It should have been him. Should have been. He been in here. I think maybe not. I don't know. Hope y'all safe with this power out. YBS, yeah. Y'all down in Texas, man. I hope y'all are safe, man. I hope y'all are safe down there. Matty Matson alive. Yeah. YBS is down in Texas, man. So he is. You know, they're not used to this weather. Like we used to seeing this every year.
Yeah, that's facts.
This is a normal occurrence for us. They are not used to this. They are trying to figure out what the hell is going on. But John the Great in the live. So you weren't ready for that one. No, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys for tuning in with us. We just want to give y'all some updates kind of on what we're going to be doing with the show. Also, we're definitely going to get into some Bears topics. Listen, it's crazy that the Bears are coming out as the front runner for Carson Wentz. What in the world is going on there? And at least if you can take solace in anything, at least we know that a first-round pick is not on the table. At least if you could take solace in anything, we know that Philly was unable to convince anybody, which I would have been completely shocked if they had been unable to convince anybody to figure out if they could get a first-round pick in there. So that's kudos on Ryan Pace if you can get this guy out of first-round pick. Now is Bakia in the live? My boy Bakia P1 in the live.
John, what's good?
Does that mean I'm in on Carson Wentz? Absolutely not. But if you can get him without a first-round pick, that's a whole nother thing. But before we get too deep into that, I want to update you guys on something that we're going to be doing, especially the P1s in the chat. It's really good to see you guys in here. Jay Sanders, I'm in Atlanta.
What the news is, Pat?
You said what?
What the news is, Pat?
So essentially, we feel like this is a better platform for us to connect with y'all. When we're sitting in here, when me and Kid are on live, we realize that this is just a better platform for us to connect with you guys in the audience. And so to do that, we're going to pivot the show in a couple of different ways. Essentially, we want to go live 3 times a week, which we've kind of been doing, but it's been on a different kind of show. We want to go live twice a week doing this. And then for the third time of the week, we're going to go live essentially doing a game of the week. And we'll let you guys know what the game of the week is going to be. We're building up to a bigger picture. We're really building up to a bigger picture. We're trying to build up to a point where we're able to do this daily for you guys. But at the end of the day, for the time being, this is essentially going to be our time slot. Hopefully we can do this on Wednesdays at 5 to 6, about an hour sitting here with y'all. This coming Friday is going to be the game of the week. We're going to do the Philly game versus the Bulls. And that's going to be our third live where we're able to get in here with y'all, sit down, do a Bulls game once a week. But we feel like this is really getting to the root. We're able to sit down and talk about all these topics that we really want to bring and discuss with y'all face to face. And so, Kid, you think I broke that down well enough?
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, everyone knows what we're trying to build, at least the P1s do. It's essentially, hey, you might see us like the Pat McAfee show eventually, right? Just be the Pat Morazoni show. Listen, whatever it is, right? So at this point, listen, just trying to put out daily content, trying to connect with you all, build the brand a little more. And so Hey, listen, we appreciate you all. Obviously, it only works if people are rocking with us. So, hey, like, share, subscribe. We appreciate all the support. Any feedback you give us, all of that. Hey, listen, hit the chat, DM us. We're available. And so, with all that being said, man, let's jump into what we even got online.
Let's jump into this topic. So, reports from Albert Breer saying that there are two teams essentially in the fight, right? There are two teams essentially in the fight for Carson Wentz. Right now, it's the Bears and it's the Colts. Albert Breer saying that the Colts have come out and they have the best package, or the Bears have come out and they have put out a better package than the Colts, which in theory would lead you to believe that Carson Wentz's next team is going to be a Bear, right? He's going to be a Bear. Bears fans, prepare yourself in your mind. But the question to me, the question on the table that's most important to me, we've heard all the reports coming out this week that Carson Wentz does not want to be a Bear, but he would prefer to be a Colt. He would prefer to be on the Colts. He's got Frank Wright over there. He knows that's the system. Frank Wright was the OC when when he had his best season, when he had the season that he was going to be the MVP, where he was going to be the MVP. Through 12 games, and so more comfortable over there. I've also heard that Carson Wentz, being a very religious guy, a guy who is very into God and things like that, feels that Frank Wright kind of also holds that. They were kind of able to see eye to eye on that when they were working together, and so maybe that's playing into it as well. And listen, if you're gonna go to a state that's all about the Bible, you're definitely looking to go to Indianapolis. that's I mean, you're not gonna find too many of those states that are going as hard as Indianapolis unless you're going down south. But Kid, I would love to get your opinion on it. Do you think that Carson Wentz is a good asset for the Chicago Bears, knowing that he would prefer to be in Indianapolis and not Chicago?
The interesting thing is what I think ultimately doesn't matter, right? It ultimately depends on what these organizations decide to if they up their offers or not. And it's been real hot because in the last couple hours, things have gone from Chicago being one of the front runners to Indiana being one of the favorites, just simply because it said that Carson Wentz doesn't want to be in a Bears uniform. So with that being the case, it's like it seems like because that's where he prefers to go, that they have a little more leverage. Because I mean, hey, let's be honest, the system that they have within Indiana is a better system, especially for him. They have a better O-line. They have a better defensive line at this point. They're definitely one of the top 10 toward the end of the season. So, it looks like they've maintained most of their core. And when it comes to that, they're really just plugging and playing. I mean, we got to see old man Rivers in there do some good things. Didn't turn out the way they wanted to, but let's be honest, they made a good run. They had a nice second half of the season. So you really
than any of us expected with Phillip.
Way better. We counted Phil Rivers out, but then he turned that thing around. So essentially, they're trying to recreate that with Carson. And like you said, Frank is over there, who made him look good. I think some people in the chat actually said they made him look good as well. So I think that this is kind of heating up. Now, here's the thing. I'm glad that we don't want to give up a first round pick for him. That's good. However, it is reported that we have the best package for him. So again, it's not really up to the player. Essentially, it's really what the organization is going to get back for him if they decide to ultimately move away from him. And let's keep in mind, they don't have to move him. And to add another caveat to this, he has a roster bonus of $10 million that has to get paid if he's on that roster at come March 20th. So,
and that's why I believe he'll be gone by March 19th, one way or the other.
And I think realistically, besides the picks, they're trying to make sure that he can. A team is willing to.
Wait, is it March or February? I thought it was February 19th or February 20th that kicked in. Was it March?
I thought it was March. Hey, listen, let's do some quick
research. But
while you do that, I'm gonna keep it rolling while you do that. Here's the thing, though. I'm not really sold on the Wentz experiment, though. I'm not. I realistically, I don't think his situation. There's no upside for me in that. I don't think he gives me something dramatically different than what I already have as far as uncertainty is concerned. Like there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding Carson just because of it's not like he got injured last season and he's balling out. He had one of the worst seasons of his career. Actually, one of the worst seasons, period. I mean, like Mitch outplayed him last season, right?
Yeah,
now, mind you, a lot of things that went into that, right? His situation there. I mean, you could put any QB in that situation; they're going to look horrible because the Eagles were horrible. Let's just call a spade a spade. They don't look good, and they don't have the talent or weapons around him. But you know who else didn't have the talent or weapons around him that still won 7 games that I think we should honestly be making a push for? I'm gonna throw you a little curveball real quick.
Go ahead, throw it out there.
I still think we should go out to Cam. Here's the thing. You
gotta
realize what we're giving up.
I'm gonna be real with you. At this point, to me, you know how I feel about it. The QB is not the end all be all of your problems.
It's not.
To me, the QB is not the end all be, and I don't think that bringing in Carson Wentz is going to fix all of your problems because you have the QB of your future. That doesn't help you if he's still running for his life. So to me, you have to fix through the trenches anyway. So I'm okay with bringing in a bridge guy. I don't believe in really any of the options out there other than the huge names. You know what I'm saying? Like if Deshaun Watson or Dak Prescott show up in Chicago, hey, listen, we got something we can roll with. Let's plug and play.
That ship sailed.
I totally agree with that as well.
Hey,
but
that was a Christmas gift.
You're right. $3 million guaranteed, 3/19/21. I'm sorry. 10 million. 10 million.
10 million. I'm about to say 3 million. That's
10 million.
10 million
guaranteed.
But just real quick.
Go ahead with it.
You know, Carson is coming off one of the worst seasons, and he didn't play well. Everyone wants to talk about Cam's play. They don't realize that he had no weapons. He had less weapons than what Tom Brady had when we called him wash. He had a bunch of. They have the most opt-outs of the season, I think, on their roster as well. Mm-hmm. He caught COVID, which a lot of players now are telling you, hey, you really don't know the effects of it until later. You know, even in the NBA, we're seeing reports of people dealing with extreme fatigue,
right?
Even afterwards. I think Jason Tatum came out and said, hey, I'm getting tired a lot faster than I was post-COVID, you know. And so given all the scenarios, he still won extra out 7 games. Now, mind you, he didn't look great. I'm not gonna lie. But before he caught COVID, they was rolling. Had a nice couple games that came to the wire and stuff like that. So realistically,
I would say they had games that came to the wire. I don't know if I'd say they were rolling, but they were competing.
Cam looked good. Cam looked good, and at some point you can even YouTube it.
Oh, you're speaking on Cam. You're speaking on
just Cam, not the Patriots organization. But Cam looked good, and so you know it was up until he got COVID, and I'm a little partial to that because he was on my fantasy team, and I racked up some good points before he caught COVID. Yeah. So right, but yeah, so that's why I say you know if we're gonna go out there and experiment with somebody, you know we're sitting there in these talks. I would rather us be in the talks with someone who definitely was a league MVP. You know, he may have took an L, but got to the Super Bowl on his own. Nick Foles didn't carry him. You know what I'm saying? You know, I would rather take a chance on somebody like that no one's talking about because the Patriots aren't looking to it. They haven't said anything about keeping them. They haven't said anything about extending them or anything like that. So I would rather get on something like that. A player like Cam. Because I think it is the better gamble. Wentz, it's too much. It's so convoluted. I don't want to deal with that. And then what if we don't move Nick Foles? Now he has to deal with Nick Foles in the locker room. Now we got a disgruntled star QB who's have to deal with the backup that took his ring technically.
Well, I think Foles was always a part of the deal to send him to Philly. I think I'm not mad at your Cam scenario, but I'll tell you more so why. This is the thing to me that shows me that I'm not a believer in Wentz. You think about when Wentz had his best. Yes, he had an MVP season, right? He had an MVP season, but what do the Bears need to fix most? The line. Oh, wow. When we look at his MVP season, where he didn't win it, 12 games in, ends up getting hurt, trying to make a play at the end zone. Okay. Listen, if you watch it, he was trying to make a play. That was a football move he was trying to make. Didn't work out, right? Didn't work out. But then the guy who we all believe to be a very up and down quarterback, a very mediocre quarterback, steps in, takes that team not only to the Super Bowl, but wins it. So as much as we speak about this is what I want Bears fans to think about. This is what I want Colts fans to think about. If you're in here, this is what I want everybody to think about. How good was Carson Wentz versus how good his offensive line was?
He had the best offensive line in the league. But
that offensive line took Nick Foles. I think we don't give that offensive line enough credit. That offensive line, let's not get it twisted. Now, Nick Foles played. Nick Foles put up numbers. He looked great. But I'm going to tell you this. That offensive line took Nick Foles to the Super Bowl. Nick Foles did not take that offensive line to the Super Bowl. Now, did Nick Foles have to stand back there and make the right decisions and make big plays and make the ballsy move in the Super Bowl to go with the Philly special? Absolutely. Clap it up for Nick. Shout out to him. He did some great things. He won Philadelphia a Super Bowl. He will forever be an icon. But do not get it twisted, Chicago. Nick Foles did not take that team to the Super Bowl. That offensive line that protected Nick Foles and made Carson Wentz look like the MVP candidate that he was. Now, you still got to make the plays, but when you get to stand back there for 7-8 seconds,
take a nap in there, make a sandwich.
You know what I'm saying? When you get to stand back there for 7-8 seconds, guess what you get to do? You get to find your open receiver.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need to understand. Is Carson Wentz the MVP we saw? Maybe, but he might be that behind Indianapolis's offensive line that looks to be turning into one of the best in the NFL.
Absolutely.
He's not going to be that behind Charles Leno Jr. and Jermaine Ifedi. He's just not.
Mm-hmm. The funny thing is, and you peeped this too, we weren't big on Carson Wentz, and then all of a sudden they came on because we kind of felt like we were going to have to play down just because we're not as attractive as we like to believe. You know,
I'm cool on taking a flyer on Carson Wentz if like I said, a third of Nick Foles. You want to take a flyer? That's a flyer.
I think they're looking for seconds.
Well, here's the thing that Alan Breer said. That's his name, right? I think that's his name, Alan Breer. I hope so. I hope I'm not saying your name wrong. I listened to the whole interview, but I don't. Your name is slipping me right now. Essentially, what Breer said was nobody is the front runner on this. You got two teams that are like, well, I mean, we'll try it. You essentially literally have two teams that are looking at it like, I mean, we'll try it. Like nobody's sitting here like we need him. Right. We have to have him on this. They're both two teams that are like, I mean, we'll try it.
Yeah.
Like I like how he put it. There really isn't a front runner. There's not somebody that's ahead. There's somebody who has a better package put together. But they're both packages of possibly third round picks, maybe a second in there. Maybe the Bears are offering a second. But to me, that's too much. That's too much.
Second in a play or something. One report said. I just looked that up today.
Yeah,
I want to confirm it as much as possible. And so listen, if that turns out not to be the case, hey, listen, it's a bunch of rumors out there. There's even somebody saying, hey, all the rumors about him are fake. So how about that?
Yeah, I know, right?
And he was associated with the Eagles Association. So I mean, organization. So it's, at this point, it's like, you don't really know what to believe. But I will say this. It's one of those things where as long as we've gone into this, I really hope Ryan Pace has a backup. Because we're just not that attractive unless we're just trying to bet the farm. And then we have to take on that massive contract. And it makes me wonder how limited we are because, you look at some other reports and I detour real quick to get back to the main point.
Yeah.
The Deshaun Watson thing has heated up just because of Carolina put out a really good package. They put out Christian McCaffrey and 3 first-round picks. And I was like,
The Panthers put that out.
The Panthers put that out today.
Is that confirmed?
Confirmed that the Panthers put that out today.
Ooh,
that's tough. That's a deal. But you get 3 first rounders. Now it's not all, but then I think they got the number 8. They have the number 8 pick in this year's draft, and then it's spread out. But still, it's 3 number 1.
But that's the thing too that you have to think about with a lot of those deals. Whatever team you're sending them to is getting better. Yeah. Whatever. So it's like your first round pick for this year. Yeah, they got. If they have 8, I believe you're right on that. If they have 8, yeah, 8, I can do something with. I can make a move and go get me my next quarterback.
And so I mean, and you have a stud in an RB who really you can put him in a slot. You can do a lot of things. And I think who broke that? Ryan Clark said that. We watch a lot of those. So shout out to them on their platforms. But anyway, like all of that, it was like, yo, when you look at all of that they're willing to give up, someone came up with the argument that, first rounders fizz out all the time.
Right.
And so the one thing I don't want us to do is bringing it back to the Chicago Bears. I don't want us to take on this large contract with Carson Wentz and try to build through a draft, which is just nothing more than a big question mark all the way down, especially in this COVID era where, you really can't gauge talent the same way. Right.
Right.
I really don't understand the appeal long term with Wentz. I don't understand the appeal. To me, he's a slightly better Nick Foles.
I don't understand the appeal short term with Wentz.
I mean, listen, I've been high on him before, but let's be honest with you. The only difference between him and Nick Foles is the fact that he's mobile. So that's why I compared him as Carson Wentz as being the combined two of our QBs. Yeah. But if I'm being honest, I was just doing that to debate. I'm not that sold on him because I don't think he is head and shoulders above what we already have with a decent O-line. With a good O-line, I think Nick Foles can get us to the playoffs. So I don't feel the need for us to go out there and put all that money behind him. I think Nick Foles is a better QB than Trubisky, and Trubisky got us basically to the playoffs. I think with a good O-line, Nick Foles can do it. Now I think but we can get there.
I think he's so limited, though. You know what I'm saying? That it doesn't allow a lot of the options for what Matt Nagy wants to do, and he's just older. Like you think about when we got Foles, especially coming into this season, versus where he was when he won the Super Bowl. That's 2 seasons. What is that? 3 seasons ago. 1 collarbone injury ago. Like there's major things that came with the guy we have in Chicago, but. To me, when I'm looking at Carson Wentz, I like you said the long-term appeal. I don't really see the short-term appeal, and I don't think the teams do either. I think that's why they're making moves this way. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're looking at it as okay, we'll give you some picks, but we're not giving you a first because you think we all need a quarterback and we're gonna die. Like, no, we will gut out this season. But we ain't giving you a first because it's still stuff we need on our team. And if Wentz was that guy, a deal would have been done.
Yeah.
He's a quarterback. If Wentz was close to that guy, he's a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? We've seen lesser, well, I don't know, Wentz had a pretty bad year, but we've seen quarterbacks with worse resumes get traded for decent draft capital. Hey, Jimmy Garoppolo got moved for decent draft capital, and all we saw of Jimmy G was him come in for a few games for Tom Brady.
Hey, listen, that Heineke kid in Washington. Is that Washington? Or was that it's Washington.
Washington, yeah. Taylor Heineke, yeah.
Organization seems to be real big on him to the point where they weren't going to deal him. They gave him a 2-year. I mean, it was only 2 years, $7 million, but I mean, he was basically.
I'm gonna give you a shot.
They gave him a shot, right? They weren't playing the game. So I mean, it's interesting. I feel what you're saying. I say all that to say, like, yeah, I mean, Wentz is great, but
so it comes back down to the question, because I'm gonna be real with you. I don't believe Carson Wentz is gonna be a Chicago Bear. Like, they're saying that the package is higher. They're saying that the Colts have a bigger haven't offered as much as the Bears. Maybe the Colts have upped it today. Since I haven't looked at the latest reports on what the draft capital is on that. And so the question is, what's your backup plan? Like you said, Pace needs a backup plan. What's your backup plan? Who's out there? To me, your backup plan at this point, don't worry about going out and getting the biggest name. Don't worry about going out and getting the biggest stick at that position. I said stick. Don't worry about going out and getting the biggest stick at that position. Because Carson Wentz, let's be honest, and let us know in the chat as well. Does Carson Wentz put you over the top? Is that a guy that takes you from what were we this year? 8-8? What's he take you to? 9-7?
Carson Wentz on his game gets us to 11-5.
11-5?
Wait, let me tell 17 games now, right? 11-6.
Let me tell you this.
Is it 17 games now?
No, 16.
16.
Let me tell you this. If Carson Wentz got you to 11-5, there will be a first round pick on the table. Carson Wentz, absolutely. I couldn't disagree with you more on that. Carson Wentz does not.
Biscuits got us into the playoffs.
Yeah, at 8-8. in a season where they added a playoff team.
Carson Wentz can't win me 3 more games?
No.
Oh, no, that's a little too low.
Mitchell Trubisky got you to the playoffs at 8-8, and Carson Wentz played worse than that.
Worst situation, down season. I mean,
what's better about this situation? He's coming from Philly to go to Chicago, Philly.
Carson Wentz on this team is not looking like the Carson Wentz on Philadelphia. Let's do 2 things real quick. We have to stop overplaying Philadelphia situation as if he was in a scenario to succeed. I could have put the GOAT on that team and he would have been running for his life and failing, right? So we got to do that, right? We got to stop doing that. And then at the same time, we can't denigrate our team so much that we don't realize that they played really good football in that second half to the point where we went on a 6-game losing streak and then bounced back. Like, we played good football there. He had time to pass and stuff like that. Carson Wentz with that same time to read the defense is getting me those games. Like, I don't think we lose those games against Detroit. I think we lost against Detroit. That one game against Detroit. We don't lose those particular games. So what? That's 10-6.
Hold on.
I think it gets me 10-6.
If we're gonna say it, let's say it. You probably still lose that game even if Carson plays his butt off. Because guess what? Mitch played his butt off.
The defense didn't do anything. But okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like let's not just throw stuff out there.
I don't think we lose to Green Bay twice with Carson Wentz because Biscuits threw like 3 picks that first half.
I mean, yeah, but Wentz, I don't know, bro. I'm not high on Wentz at all. To me, Wentz he's a reclamation project.
But he's better than Foles and he's better than Biscuits.
Not based on what we saw last season, and that's all I got to go off of.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying? We can say he's better because we saw him with the best offensive line, and I'm gonna be real with you. I've never seen an offensive line take a backup quarterback to the Super Bowl like that. Like, we're talking about arguably one of the best offensive lines the NFL has ever held because they took a backup QB that has been literally mid everywhere else he's gone. Everywhere else he's gone. Now, I'm not saying that Foles with a good line can't be better, but he's been mid everywhere else he's gone. Now, maybe he has a tendency to go places with a bad offensive line, but to me, it's one of those things that we can look at the offensive numbers that he put up in his what should have been an MVP season barring injury, but we need to give credit where credit is due. Look at that offensive line.
Yeah.
Look at that team. Yeah. That team didn't miss a beat. That's not normal. Maybe for a game. You know what I'm saying? We've seen that, Bears fans. Haven't we seen that? We've seen that where the backup quarterback comes in and we fall in love with him because he has a game. Where's your Caleb Haney? Where's your Josh McCown? You know what I'm saying? We've seen that. Where my man comes in, has a game. We've seen him have a game. We've never seen him have a rest of the season and a playoff run that ends in a Super Bowl championship. Nah, Nick Foles, I don't think Nick Foles is as bad as we thought, but I absolutely don't think Nick Foles is that good. Which is going back on stuff I've said earlier. I know some of my old takes, but I got to see them firsthand. I got to see him firsthand week in and week out. Tyler Bray, Ichigo with the Tyler Bray drop. And Tyler Bray, dog. Tyler Bray looked like, I hope my mama ain't watching this one. Tyler Bray looked like a kid, a teenager that saw his first titty. Like, legitimately, bro. When he got in the game, him was just, oh! It's like, dog, whose man's is this? Whose man's is this?
I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna throw out one name. You know what I'm gonna say too. Let me Google and make sure he's available.
Talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Fitzmagic, baby. 38 years old, but you know what? He got the Miami Dolphins looking real good with Tua. I don't know what the Tua.
I don't think they letting him go. I think they're gonna be like, Tua might not be it. We might have failed on that one.
Hey, you know what? If we could just detour for one quick second, I think Miami messed that up. They sat there and pulled him when Fitzy was actually getting it humming, and you got so many vets on that team that were looking to make a deep run, and you try to do this whole Tua thing. And Tua has some games, don't get me wrong, but then he has some games where Fitz comes in and totally turns it around. And I was like, yo, somebody in the locker room got to say something.
They was heated. It was a lot of vets in there that was absolutely heated during that time. The one now there's some names that have been thrown out there as well. Like you said,
dang it, Denver Broncos are trying to get him.
Oh yeah. Come on now, Vic say we got to get him in here. But the thing to me is, are you looking for your future? Or are you looking for a bridge so that you can draft your future? I think Ryan Pace, Matt Nagy, they're looking for their future right now, because if you don't land your future, what are you going to go into next season with? That's the question that's on the table right now. But to me, we see names thrown out there like Derek Carr.
Who I absolutely would take.
Who said he was available?
No one said he was available. I'm just saying.
Who said he was available? That's all I want to know. I want to know who confirmed the report that Derek Carr was available, because all I keep saying, I like Derek Carr if you can get him in there. I like Derek Carr if you can get him in there. But they said Marcus Mariota was available, and Muggs started going, oh, so Derek Carr, right? No, we said Mariota. No, so Derek Carr, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about here? Like now we just throwing names. If we just throwing names out there, let's throw them out there. Bears got Russell Wilson next season. I'm reporting it here.
I'll say this: if we're gonna just throw it out there, that's a great one to throw out, because for some odd reason, the experiment in the Seahawks is imploding by the second. I just got something that said.
Let's not call it an experiment. Like, they ain't been to 2 Super Bowls with him. Like, it's been a while, but that's not an experiment. That's proven success right there.
It is proven success. I think it's just interesting that he says. Just from one of the reports, he doesn't get the same input that he would like. And I'm like, wow, is that like a common thing in the league? You know, we had the whole Matt Nagy not including Trubisky and some of those things, but you go to that organization, it's like, my man can ball. Like he was definitely one of the top 3 QBs this season. We're top 5. I give him top 5. And he doesn't have much input in the moves that they make. I'm like, yo, that's interesting. That's interesting. Like, somebody with a name like his and what he can do on the field, you have some say. You should. You
should have a little bit of say anyway.
You should. I find that really interesting. I think, is that a league-wide problem? Because we're hearing that more. Like, that's how Brady.
I think it depends on the coach. You know what I'm saying? Pete Carroll is a defensive coach. Pete Carroll's worried about, listen, he got to get that together. But Pete Carroll is worried about figuring out how to get the Legion of Boom back together, more so than he's worried about getting Russell Wilson all the weapons he can get him. Now, he did get that man. At a certain point, what are you asking for is my question. Like, I understand, like I don't understand what Russell is looking for, because the Seattle Seahawks are one of the most potent offensive in the NFL.
You better act like he ain't got a grown man named DK Metcalf that you get to throw to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand what he's looking for. Maybe it's a certain play. Maybe it's I don't really get what he's looking for. But
DK Metcalf will play like 16,000 sports. He has the size, the quickness, the hand-eye coordination. What can't he do? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
The dude can play. He can run track. You saw he hawked down that dude on that one play. Like,
greatest play of the NFL season, and it was pure hustle. Don't at me on none of that.
Man, listen.
I argue with that. That was the best play we saw in the NFL season, when Budda Baker picked that thing off, and Budda Baker is not slow, and he was hawking that man down. That is the best play we saw all season in a football uniform. Stop playing with it. That boy is crazy. Let's see. Let's check out the chat here. We got a couple. I'm a diehard Eagles fans. Wentz will win you a Super Bowl in 5 years. Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy saved their job. I don't know about that. Don't that sound like, yeah, take them off our hands, please.
I will say this. If they get them, they definitely save their jobs for at least 2 seasons. That's the sad part.
Minimum of 2. Yeah, minimum of 2.
You got to get one to adjust. You get to blame COVID in case it don't work out. Kind of, sort of.
Not really this season. I don't think really this season. That's funny. Chicago Bears and Seahawks jumped in the chat right as we started talking about Russell Wilson. I think your best backup plan this season is just to find a bridge guy. Now, Ryan, you might have to convince the ownership to keep you around, although I'm hearing the ownership is in love with Ryan Pace. Like, they not letting him go. Like, I'm hearing this man might be on some Jerry Angelo stuff, just like, why is he still here? Well, we won a couple seasons back. Like, I'm getting nervous with Ryan Pace. Like, Nagy might be gone, but I'm getting real nervous with Ryan Pace. But to me, I think that, like you said, a Cam Newton. I'm not mad at the Cam. You know why? Because you can get Cam in here for $1.5 million, $2 million.
Another $1.5 million deal. He was trying to prove something to prove something that he is a selfless player. He ain't doing another thing.
Then he ready to retire. Because you ain't showed me enough to give you real money, especially with the backup quarterback market being set the way it was this year. Which kind of dirty on the fact that the two black quarterbacks got $1 million deals. But that's a topic for another day. But to me, it's with the backup quarterback market being. I mean, is Cam coming in as your starter? Probably. Did Cam want to be here? Yeah. But I'm giving you 1 to 1.5 mil. I'm not overpaying for Cam Newton. I like Cam Newton.
Hey, listen. Well, it looks like that might not happen because it looks like they're trying to. He might be returning there, and the buzz on that is pretty high. So, yeah.
What do we got?
So, here? Chicago Bears fans, I'll tell you one thing. It looks like it's real slim pickings. I'll tell you that much. How about that? Because we know for a fact that Matty Ice ain't coming here. Matty Ice
and I think that's the thing. Like, don't overspend and mortgage your future.
Hey, Matty Ice said Chicago. Yep. San Fran, what y'all talking about? Like the name, they didn't even put his name out there. Like they weren't even trying to. Like nah. Yeah. So we're looking at a rookie or betting the house on a maybe. Okay, all right, here we go.
Or you listen. This is the option that Bears fans don't want to hear, but it's probably the likely scenario coming into this season.
Oh, don't you dare say it! Don't you
stand pat? You stand pat. You got Nick Foles in the building, ride with him. Fix your offensive line. Fix the issues that you have that you can't fix.
Ooh, Gardner Minshew though. We might be dumb enough to actually try that one.
You know what's crazy? So this is crazy, right? So this is crazy. Let me hit you with this. Let me hit you with this because this is a topic that I absolutely wanted to touch on when we got in here. And let me pull these numbers up so that I'm speaking facts. But Gardner Minshew looked terrible, right?
Yeah.
Looked god awful, but also on a team that was absolutely trying to lose. So, do you take it with a grain of salt? I don't. My man's looked bad. Like he really. But also the team looked bad, and they were putting people out there that were essentially all just like, well, we got nothing left. Let's just go out here and get paid for 16 games. But
he still look better than no, I'm gonna let you finish. I know what you're about to say.
I really want y'all to understand this man's career right now. Career. 5,530 yards in 2 seasons. 62% completion percentage. 37 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. I'm not saying.
It's not bad.
I'm not saying go make a move for Gardner Minshew. But what I am saying is if you're going to take a flyer on somebody with a 4th round pick or a 5th round pick, take a flyer on a dude that's absolutely not playing nowhere next year. Take a flyer on the dude that's absolutely not playing nowhere next year.
Hey, you know what? He ain't bad.
No, he bad, dog. No, he's bad. No, listen. Don't get fooled. I watched him play. It's not good. They were 1-7 for a reason. Don't be fooled. But I'll say this. If you're going to take a flyer on a guy, take a flyer on a guy. I don't like him already off bat because his name is Gardner Minshew the second and not like I don't what is that? What is that? It's like Allen Robinson. Like I love A-Rob, but A-Rob's also mad talented. But what's the second, bro? Just Junior, bro. What's going on with that?
You bogus.
Hold on a second, bro. You know what's crazy? Every time he pop up, I always think of old boy from Dodgeball. That's what I think of every time. We got Maurice Payne.
He looks just like that dude. I couldn't put my finger on it.
Look just like my man from Dodgeball.
Yo, oh, that's horrible too.
Yeah, it's bad. I'm telling you, dog. There's nothing you want in a Gardner Minshew. But I will say, if you're gonna take a flyer on a guy, if you feel like there's talent there, listen. Gardner Minshew got a little bit of arm talent, 6'1", 225. Take a flyer on somebody like that. That really is a reclamation project, and at worst is going to be a backup.
We already got enough backups. I don't need it. Worse was going to be a backup.
But
we got a team full of backups. What are you talking about?
And listen, then that's fine. Hold on though. Let me drop you these nicknames for Gardner Flint Minshew the second.
Oh no.
First nickname, mustache. Second nickname, Jockstrap King. What is going on down in the Jaguar organization, boy?
Bro, if you pulled up his picture, it looks like he's stuck in 1980. Like,
no, you know what? Never mind. Don't waste that pick. I'm all the way out on the I'm all the way out on that. I can't believe we even said that.
Yeah, no.
Oh man, that is hilarious, dog. Wow, Jockstrap King in the live. But to me,
I will say this though. Like, I know you want to eventually touch on it. You know, everyone in the chat. I tell you this. Tell me how Dak works for us. Tell me what we give up to make that work.
Tell me how Dak looks different than he did in Dallas when he was running for his life down there. That's what I need y'all to tell me. Like, the name sounds great, right? Dak Prescott, your quarterback of the Bears. That's a great name.
Yeah.
How much different does he look if he's running for his life in a Bears uniform versus a Dallas uniform? Because he didn't look that great when he was running for his life down there either. Now, if you can protect Dak, if you go out and listen, if they don't pay him and he's a free agent, how much you want, Dak? It's blank. Hold on, let me offer you the blank check here, Dak. What would you like? Pat Mahomes deal? Can we come a little bit up? Nope. All right.
The funny thing is, and I have to give Jay Sanders this. That logic does go for any QB we get. Here's the difference between any other QB and Dak Prescott. And maybe even a Carson Wentz. The man wants to get paid.
Yeah.
And Dak wants to get big money. He wants a contract bigger than what Carson Wentz had.
Yeah.
And so now you have to ask yourself, am I willing to throw the bag at Dak?
Yeah.
And not put anything around him? Plus, he's coming off a major injury.
Well, see, that's the thing. But with Dak, you can. With Dak, you can, right? Because you've got young talent on this team. And to everybody talking about
maybe I have yet to see them say anything about A-Rob. A-Rob is still sitting there like, yeah, I'm just waiting on this.
But even if you don't got A-Rob, Dak is a quarterback that can make the talent on your team's level go up. He's that kind of QB. I don't have no disrespect. He's the kind of QB that if he goes to give me a middling, if he goes to the San Francisco 49ers. That's a better team.
The San Francisco 49ers was completely depleted and still a good team. Like, they got coached.
Hey, look, great coaching, but nobody's clamoring for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, not Jimmy G, but I'm just saying, like, that's a bad thing. Because we definitely, for one, we ain't got that level of coaching, and we ain't got them type of players.
And Dak's in the chat talking about I had no line. I was playing the best football of my career. Just give me receivers. You had receivers too, Dak. You had receivers too.
He was getting a lot of garbage time minutes too.
I'm fine.
Hey, listen, fourth quarter getting blown out. I'm gonna sling this 50 yards.
No, but I think Jay Sanders said, "Look at Dak numbers; they're good." I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying Dak was horrible last year, but let's be honest. There's not a lot of quarterbacks in this league that are who's gonna win when they're running for their lives. We saw the one dude in the Super Bowl that might be good running for his life.
Swear he got cheated though,
and he's an anomaly.
Hey, that was the most flagrantly called Super Bowl I've ever seen in my life. I was like, really? I'm not even a Brady fan, but good Lord.
People that cheated him was his receivers. that's the only people that cheated him, because they are absolutely in that game. If anybody catches a football in that game, but no. To me, you have to look at when you're talking about Dak Prescott. One, is it realistic? Is he not going to come back? They're offering him what, 175? You think he'd be stupid not to take that money? I think honestly he could be like, no, I'm not going to take it. I'm gonna go out here to Chicago, or I'm gonna go out here to one of these other Philly, name the city, where they need a quarterback. And guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna sign me to a $200-300 million deal because they don't have a quarterback.
Nobody's giving them a $200 million deal.
I guarantee you the Bears will sign him to a $200 million deal.
Everybody in the chat, let's make a wager. Is Dak Prescott coming off a major injury getting more than what the Dallas Cowboys are willing to pay him? 175.
You know why? You're talking about desperation, bro. You're talking about desperation. Think about the teams that are desperate for a quarterback to change their franchise. You just saw what Carolina was willing to give up to get Deshaun Watson. And
that's different though. The Panthers, I forgot the owner's name. He knows, and it's been reported, hey, listen, I want to win a Super Bowl. To win a Super Bowl, I have to get a QB. Historically speaking, you don't draft good QBs, you trade for them. And guess what? We need to do that. Historically speaking, that's a fact. I actually have to look it up because they said it earlier today. And I was like, is that real? Yeah, it kind of is. Like, well, for one, we can just talk about outside of Patrick Mahomes.
Well, no, that was free agency.
Free agent, but realistically, you generally don't build Super Bowl teams through the draft.
Huh?
Is what the report said. I am not going to sit here and act like I believe it, because I'm like, yeah, I can name a few QBs that they actually drafted.
Don't believe it. They lying.
But I will say this.
Think about our Super Bowl champions since we've been paying attention to football. We talk about Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, although Peyton Manning did win one with it, he was traded to. But for the most part, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Russell Wilson, Pat Mahomes.
I think the only thing is, like, Brady's been so good so long. It's like, once you say that, it's like you got 20 years of history.
Well, I mean, go back. Steve Young.
He got traded.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, Steve Young got traded at the end of his career.
No, Steve Young was in Tampa and got traded to San Francisco. Don't worry about it. I already did that.
All right. Anyway, I don't know. I think you have to build your team through the draft. I think that Tom Brady is showing that if you got the money to do it, there might be an NBA coming to the NFL.
We don't have the money to pay him that money.
You listen.
Here's the difference. We're not in a situation where we're acquiring a large contract going into like the second or third year where they've already kind of paid out and stuff like that. So, 200 ain't really 200. No, Dak is going to want to come here and get paid full 200 or more. And guess what? Was he worth it beforehand? Sure. Is he worth it right now? No. I don't even know how you look. I ain't seen you throw a ball half a season. At this point.
But let me say this. I've got more of a sample size of him being good than not. I've got more of a sample size of him. Like, I'm more willing to go out on a limb and say Dak Prescott is going to be able to come back and throw the football. Like, it was a game-changing injury. That what was it? Ankle? Was that technically the
broke his ankle? Yeah,
broken ankle. That game-changing injury, right? Game-changing injury. Maybe he's not as mobile. His arm is still. Hey, listen.
His legs is half the reason why I would even want him in a Bears uniform.
His arm is still attached. He's a quarterback. We're all thinking legs first, right? If he's able to throw the ball well, guess what's going to happen? People are going to play off because they're going to be like, Dak is throwing the ball well, and there's going to be lanes to run. I'm more worried about, I'll tell y'all this. Y'all think, I don't know if y'all think turf toe is a game or not. I'm more worried about Pat Mahomes coming back and being the same quarterback than I am about Dak Prescott.
Oh, BS.
No, you know why? Because turf toe is a legit game-changing injury because you can't push off your foot as well. Now, granted, we saw this man throw a football 30 yards by doing that, but you can't push off your foot as well. You can't deliver the ball as well. And so he don't come back the same. If they don't have that, I'm just saying. Saying.
Hey, I love YBS says I bet any amount of money he comes back fast. And I'm gonna be looking stupid. Listen, I'm not gonna be looking stupid. I'm gonna be happy I ain't pay him $20 million because guess what? I ain't gonna have nobody put around him.
Why won't you? Because this is the thing. If you get Dak, right, because they're not gonna franchise him again. They're not gonna. I don't even know if they can. I think they've done it so many times. I don't think they can anymore. I think they actually have to get a deal done on this one. And Torian with it, absolutely. Turf toe can be a career-ending injury. Like it's not a joke. Like turf toe is legit. It sounds stupid. Like, oh, suck it up, cut your toe off, get back in it. No, that like your feet as a quarterback. We talk about Rex Grossman. Biggest problem, feet. Not injury wise, just that he never planted them to deliver the football. Mm-hmm. Your feet is a major part of being a quarterback. But to me, seeing Dak come back, you're saying we wouldn't be able to put anybody around him. You can if you got all your picks because you wouldn't be trading for him. So now if you got all your picks, you can actually address the offensive line, which is an issue.
Yeah.
You can actually put and like I said, elevates the talent. He's the kind of quarterback that can come in and elevate your talent that's on your team. He's the kind of quarterback. We got over 100 in the chat.
100 in the chat. Let's go.
He's the kind of quarterback that can come in and he can take Darnell Mooney from looking great. And probably, let's be honest, probably doesn't put him in a position to get murdered every single play. Jesus, can y'all take it easy on that?
Wow.
He takes Darnell Mooney from looking like instantly the number 2 on your team just because A-Rod was here to possibly being a number 1 and better than that. He takes the talent that's already on your team, makes it better. Maybe he makes Cole Kmet a number 1 option in this offense. I see a ton more upside to going out and securing a Dak Prescott if they don't pay him than anything else. Now, granted, somebody slap $175 million on the table. I don't know how many people walking away from that.
$175 million on the table, and I just almost lost my career. Now, mind you, he can come back, but again, there's still some question marks there. Yeah, 175 look real good. I'm saying, hey, and he's still going to be one of the highest paid in the league. So I mean, hey, listen, you better go ahead and do what he do.
Look. I would be like, I would have my agent just floated out there that I'm interested just to see what kind of offers might come my way. Now you can't say nothing, but you know through the back channels they gonna hear it.
I just want to be clear. Has reportedly been offered a 5-year, 175.
Yeah.
Asking for $45 million for 5th year of potential deal. So realistically, let's be clear. He just wanted more money in the back end of the contract.
He wants more guaranteed. He wants more guaranteed, Brett.
I also heard them break it down like more money at the back end of the contract kind of sets him up so that he's still making what the market should dictate at the time at the end of his contract. So he's not like low man on the totem pole when it comes to the income thing, which I guess is great, for that. But let's be real clear. That's a whole lot of money right there.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a whole lot of money.
Absolutely.
Right it's 110 guaranteed.
It is a ridiculous amount of money. It's a ridiculous amount
guaranteed.
Yeah,
giving that type of contract up.
I don't think Dak's coming. I don't think Dak leaves Dallas. Just like I don't think Deshaun Watson is getting traded. Just like I don't think Carson Wentz is coming to the Bears. I don't think that there is okay, take it easy there. YBS talking about he can make Wims look like D-Hop. Easy there. We saw Wims get his opportunity. Don't make me flip another table out here.
Javon Wims.
all I think of every time is just air it out. What were you yelling at?
Yo, because I saw Biscuits drop back.
I was like, so excited. He was so excited. Mitch threw the ball a long way. He didn't care if it got to the receiver or not.
Yo, I didn't care at all. I wanted that bad boy in the air over 30 yards. And I'll be over 20 yards, and that bad boy looked good. And I was like, yo, that's the play. That's the play. I was geeked for. Y'all don't understand. I wanted Biscuits to have one good play so I could be like, you see, I knew he could do it.
Yeah.
And he had it. And there go Williams.
Hey, we literally, I was like, this boy is screaming at the top of his lungs just because Mitch put the ball up more than 10 yards.
It went through his hands, though.
Yeah. Let's not. Dang, Mud's going hard on with Eddie P. Take it easy, dog.
God dang. Okay. Yeah. Man, listen, he did it.
Say it in the chat if you wouldn't say it to his face. That's all I'm gonna say. You never know.
You the one that's sitting there boxing people with helmets on.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
We don't want to stay on here too much longer, but we did want to talk about some of those other deals that are possibly around there, just to get kids' thoughts on them real quick here. So, hold on. I had the dang thing up. Hold on, where's that? Darn.
Hey, Hugh, I thought the same thing. He punched the dude and then jumped back as if he doesn't have full protective gear on himself.
You know what I'm saying?
I was like, dog, what? Like, hey, all right, Dak. Listen, I appreciate you, but you spam that comment one more time, I'm gonna ban you. I promise you. I don't want to hear about Amari Cooper one more time. Anyway, but no, in all sincerity, though, just a couple other things out there. I know you're trying to pull it up. I heard some interesting things. We just talking general football real quick. Go ahead. You got it.
What do you think of the possibility of a Dak? Now, as we talking about Dak, a Dak Deshaun swap?
I like it. I heard that and I was like, hey, they could get Dak and they might even throw in another player to get Deshaun Watson. Yo, I was like, And mind you, that kind of floated around at the same time, like right before Carolina put their package out for Deshaun. And I was like, yeah, you can't really lose with that.
Yeah.
You can't really lose with it at all. I think what was it? It was rumored like Dak and maybe
Dak and possibly I believe it was gonna be Zeke, Dak and Zeke for Watson and some picks. I mean, again, here we are again asking this question. Who's blocking for these mugs? Because Larry Tunsil can't do it alone. Larry Tunsil can't do it alone. I think that's the crazy part when it comes down to it. We got Matt Nagy and Dak Prescott in here. Where's Larry Marketing when you need him? And then what was the other story that was also out there?
Russ trying to sit there and make some moves.
Do you think Russell stays in Seattle or is he on the move?
I don't think he stays. Now the crazy thing is, I don't think he stays, but he don't come here. I don't think I hate to.
Nobody doubted that.
Yeah, I don't think he comes here because there's some other teams that can really put him in a better situation. I think ultimately, if the Colts lose out on the Wentz deal, they go hard for trying to get Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And they have a much better situation for him because I think they'll cater to what he wants to do, which ultimately, I think the only reason he does it is probably because of family and his whole goal of not uprooting and staying. Yeah, but he's in Seattle, so I don't understand that. But I don't think he stays. I really don't. I think once someone like him goes public of their displeasure of the organization and where they're going,
yeah,
I think you have to. I actually fear that situation more than a Deshaun Watson because the Texans are like, hey, nah. I don't have to trade you, but like Pete Carroll, what we know about him, I think ego will make him say, "Yeah, all right, let's find somebody else." Like I don't know why I just get that feel from him, don't you?
Hey, I think. Listen, I don't think Russ is going nowhere. I think they're gonna acquiesce to whatever. Hey, Russ, we didn't even know you was upset. We wish you had kept that in house. We'll figure it out, baby. Let's talk. I just want people to leave Russell Wilson alone for being in love with his wife. Leave that man alone.
I'm not even addressing that.
Leave that man alone.
Let that man alone.
I'm sitting there like, oh, dog, don't nobody love no chick that hard. I'm like, you ain't married to Sierra.
Facts. Facts. I don't know what that is, but hey, let me know real quick, real hot take, real quick, 1 minute. Do you think we get this deal done with Wentz since it seems like they're going all in with it?
At the end of the day, I don't believe Wentz is coming to Chicago. I think the Bears are going to be looking at a Tyrod Taylor, Cam Newton, possibly just sticking it out with Foles and trying to make a move into the next season. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that the deal is done. Y'all let us know in the chat as well as we're getting ready to get out of here. Over 100 in the chat again. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. I don't believe it gets done. I don't think that he wants to be here. I don't think that you're going to sell Carson Wentz on wanting to be here. Not at the end of the day, he has no leverage. He doesn't have a no trade clause. He has no leverage. But do you want a quarterback here that's going to be that doesn't want to be here? You know what I'm saying? I think he'll come in and he'll play good soldier and he'll come in and play. But do you have a guy here that doesn't want to be here? And you don't want to be trying to sell some guy on Chicago after he's already traded here and has no choice to be here.
Mm.
Like, you want to know beforehand, does he want to be here? So to me, I don't think he comes. I don't think
he comes either. I don't know about that. I kind of agree with you saying. I don't know about Tyrod Taylor though, but I don't think he comes.
I'm just throwing some of the free agent names that's still on the market. Tyrod Taylor's out there. Fitzpatrick is out there. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those guys are the same.
Is Jimmy G still available?
Not really. Like, it's like he's available, but then he's not. But then it's like we gonna keep him this year. But if anybody wants to offer a first round pick, we're willing to talk. But we gonna hold on to him. I don't think Derek Carr is available. I just don't think any of the big name guys are available.
Oh, they might release him though.
Who, Jimmy G?
Yep.
There's always a possibility for it. You never know. You know,
one thing I've noticed about football is way different than basketball. With football, if enough people say it, it's more than likely about to happen. With basketball, we can sit there and come up with 1,001 trade scenarios. Them bad boys look like they pick up traction. That complete opposite happened, right?
We were never even talking about
it. Enough people done said that he about to get released.
Yeah.
I mean, do you go get the Superman Clark Kent looking dude?
Who?
I'd say he looks like Clark Kent to me. So, Jimmy G. It's the hair, man. It's the hair. Dude has to be like the smoothest looking QB out there, dog.
Jimmy G is, bro. Jimmy G is just pretty Mitch. Pretty Mitch. He is Mitch with a supermodel. I'm not a Jimmy G guy either. He costs a lot. Like that, all of these guys, it's either you cost too much and you're mediocre, or you don't cost nothing, but there's no shot in getting you.
The funny thing is, if he gets released, I do agree with my man Sicilian Cowboy over here. He goes back to the Pats because the Pats, according to another report that got released, that kind of broke like the last 2 days, were trying to put Jimmy G and I forgot the other receiver. They're trying to get that little tag team going in 2017 when they thought Brady was done. Yeah. Brady ends up having one of the best seasons of his career and it balls out. But they were really trying to move away from him at that time. I thought Jimmy G was the way to go. So with all that being said, I think he probably does. If the Pats don't go back to Cam. The only difference is I see people saying that Jimmy G is from Chicago. Is he really?
He is. He from I believe, I want to say, no, that's not the right city. I was gonna say Libertyville, but I believe
that's not Chicago. But okay.
No. He's from a suburb. But he grew up in Illinois. He went to EIU. Like he's a Bears fan at the end of the day. But
is I mean, really?
Yeah, he was a Bears fan growing up.
I did not know that.
But I mean, so is George Kittle. We not getting him back here either. Arlington Heights, that's what it is. R1 is absolutely right. He grew up in Arlington Heights. It's absolutely right.
Oh, that's not that far. Okay, all right, so I can say he lives in Chicago.
Come on, dog. Like, come on, dog. And you know when you leave Illinois, you always from Chicago. It don't matter. You either from Chicago or you grew up in Six Flags, one or the other. Like,
hey, D-Wade wasn't from Chicago. He's from Robbins.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but everyone said Robbins, dog. But I mean, it's like right outside.
Look, we love Robbins in with Chicago.
Hey, but man, listen, it's been one. I appreciate you all chilling with us. Again, we will definitely be trying to do this on a more regular basis. Hey, tell us what y'all think about 11 o'clock live. I want to see what the chat says about that. If that works for you, kind of around that midday break, we're trying to flavor some times to see what it is because we see that the lives do well. We want to sit there and do what's best for the fan base, best for the team. So y'all let us know Oh, if that works better, I kind of like it. For some odd reason, around 11 o'clock, I am trying to find something to do to distract me from work. So
I am not. Unfortunately, that's my problem right now. But he is right. In the future, this is the thing. In the future, we're trying to do, like I said, do this daily, so that we're not conflicting with anything else. What we're going to be doing going forward, like I broke down in the beginning. If you guys weren't in here, I'll explain it again. Excuse me. What we're going to be doing going forward, we're going to go live. Try to go live twice a week. Doing this, sitting here, having a conversation with you, the fan, having a conversation with you guys to get your perspective on it and add that into the show. We've been going live for a lot of the Bulls games, most of the Bulls games. Honestly, what we're going to do instead of going live for every Bulls game, because let's be honest, there's some of them games where we sitting there and even the chat is just like, man, is this thing over?
Man, we sitting there like this.
But to me, the biggest thing that we want to do is we don't want to completely eliminate that. But we want to do a game of the week. Not no more Bulls games, R1 Herrera. We want to do a game of the week. That doesn't mean you can't talk Bulls with us. I usually live tweet during the Bulls game. Follow me on Twitter at Pat the Designer as well. But we're going to continue to do Bulls games, but we want to give you guys a game of the week so that we can do this, so that we can sit down and talk Chicago sports with you.
I mean, let's be real. No one wants to sit there and see Bulls versus Detroit right now.
I'm going to watch that mug tonight, and I'm going to definitely be live tweeting about it, but that is a terrible game. Not for the Bulls, like the Bulls are probably going to win, but just the competition we playing, I'm sorry. If it's even, I'm going to be pissed. Like, if the Bulls have an even game tonight, I'm going to be pissed. So, y'all stay in tune with us, man, for sure. We're going to...
Why is it like as soon as we try to end the live show, something pops up on my goddamn phone? And I was like, dang, I think we should talk about it, but we can't talk about it because it's about to get off. Remember I told you that the Bulls Spurs trade scenario seemed likely?
Yeah.
It's picking up some steam.
Bulls, Spurs, what, DeMar DeRozan?
Yep.
How does DeRozan fit?
How does he not? Do you see my face?
I don't know. To me, it's like DeRozan is older Zach, but he doesn't score as well. Does defend better though.
What do you mean he doesn't score as well?
He doesn't score as well as Zach at all. Let's not cap in here right now. DeMar DeRozan can't shoot as well as Zach LaVine. DeMar DeRozan does not get to the paint get to the bucket as easy as Zach LaVine. Like, DeMar DeRozan is nice. He is I'd say a star level name. I can't say that I've watched a ton of Spurs games this season and seen how much talent it is, but he's not
25-7. 25-7.
So who you giving up for him?
Kobe.
Nobody wants him.
Kobe.
Nobody wants him.
Kobe and Thad. I give up Kobe and Thad for
this.
I give up Kobe and Thad for him real quick. Kobe, Thad. I even throw in Larry on the freebie.
Hey, look, I'll trade everybody else for him, and then we'll just me, you, and AD can go play the rest of the five. That's
I kind of feel like if all we did was set screens and play bully ball, it'd work out. But I'll trade Kobe and Thad for DeMar DeRozan in a heartbeat. Like for real, I would. Like, I don't need him to average what he averaged in Toronto. I need him to give me 25-7. And guess what he's averaging right now? 19.8, 5 rebounds, and 6.9. So I'm giving him 25-7 on nearly 50% shooting.
All in the paint.
Yeah, Mike, we talking basketball because we just saw something. We was about to get off. So
we're about to get up out of here, Mike. You missed the live, man. Go back. We definitely talked most of the football. We talked all football actually. Kid just brought this up at the last minute. I'm out on that. I'm out on that's a name that sounds great in 2018. That's a great 2018 name.
Man, get off this line.
Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. Absolutely. If y'all haven't done so, man, we had 87 people in here right now. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports weekly. If you're watching on Facebook, because we was on Facebook as well, make sure you share the video. We appreciate y'all for tuning in over there as well. What we got? Hey, Pat and P.Kidd, our White Sox. Well, first off, it's me and your White Sox, Baki, not kids. Third baseman has a music video. Oh, I saw that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Hey, look, and I didn't listen to the Denzel Valentine album either.
I'm definitely signing off now. Hey, listen,
it's your boy, designer, joined by the Brody Bro P.Kidd. Kid, we appreciate you for joining us, man. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. To continue watching the content, make sure y'all check out the links in the description below. And as always, listen to the podcast. We'll have the audio up on this. I don't know, give me 10, 15 minutes. I'll drop the audio for you. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.